Afternoon, everybody. I'm going to do a live show coming up right now. Afternoon, everyone. I hope you're well today. Um, I've had this show down for like the last couple of days, but I've just not been able to get to it. Thanks for all tuning in. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. There was a lot of things that I kind of wanted to go through on this show, which was obviously a couple of days ago when I planned it. So there was a few things that I wanted to talk about. I obviously wanted to go through the latest news and the Virgil van Dijk, the Mo Salah, the new contracts. I also wanted to go through squad planning, the upcoming game, the previous game, the media hype, the fact that everybody seems to be doing really well in Europe. However, it's a really poor Premier League season, which doesn't make any sense to themselves because you've got a number of teams that are beating really good teams, like Tottenham, who are 14th in the Premier League, beat Eintracht Frankfurt, who are third in the Bundesliga, and you've got Aston Villa that are like 8th in the Premier League that beat PSG at home. So for everybody to sit there and go, oh, only Liverpool are only winning the Premier League because the rest are crap, is total crap. Because if they were crap, then they wouldn't be beating the likes of Eintracht Frankfurt and the likes of Real Madrid and the likes of PSG. So that's just garbage. It's absolute garbage. It's absolute nonsense. I've never heard so much dribble. Like, honestly, like, if Liverpool win the next 6 games, we finish on 97 points. 97 points wins you the league 95% of the time at any season, whether you're playing Manchester City or Arsenal, whether they're competing against you is relevant. You still win the league. 94 points. You're right, Bruno. 94 points. 94 points, yeah. It still wins you the league, 95% of the time. Arsenal's Invincibles only got 90 points. So we would have beaten Arsenal anyway to the league if we finish on 94 points. So it's absolute nonsense. And the fact that, we may have dropped a few points here and there. We may have dropped a few points here and there because no one's challenging us and we're really not needing to play full intensive football in every game because we can just get a couple of draws. It isn't a necessity that we need to win every single game because we are now 13 points clear. So it's absolute rubbish. I've never heard so much of it. Seriously, I'm so done with it. I'm so done with the media trying to make it a title challenge or make it something that it isn't, and trying to make it something that it isn't for God knows how long. We won the league last time in 2019 because we blew Manchester City away, and Manchester City gave up. And exactly the same has happened this season. We blew every single team away and they gave up because they couldn't get near us. We scored more goals. We conceded less goals. We've got better XG. We've lost 1 game at home and 1 game away, and that's it all season. So I'm just done with it, honestly. And for people to go, oh, you lost the final against Newcastle. Newcastle are probably going to finish second. Newcastle are probably going to finish second this season. Because if they beat Arsenal, who they've got to play, and if we beat Arsenal, who we've got to play, then Newcastle are more than likely going to finish second in the league. Because they're a team which has got a great squad and they've got a really good run of form. And they've also got some of the easier fixtures to the end of the season. And they've also got nothing to play for. They've got no cup, they've got no more cup competitions, and they can just concentrate on the league 1 game a week. and they just battered Crystal Palace 5-0. Crystal Palace are a decent team. Like, they've been getting some decent results. So for me, if Newcastle had less injuries and had some better form at the start of the year, that might have been a team that might have worried me. But they're not, and they are where they are. They've won a trophy. They're all happy. They're playing really well now, so there's a good chance they'll finish second. And the teams we've been beaten by this season, okay, we got beat by Nottingham Forest, who are in what, third position now, fourth position, and Newcastle, who are potentially going to finish second. They're in third position now, and we got beaten by PSG at home, 1-0. Okay, they're a really good team. They could potentially win the Champions League, and they've also won their league, by the way. And we got beat by Fulham. Okay, yeah, we made 3 mistakes. That's why we got beat by Fulham. We made 3 big mistakes, and we got beat by Fulham because they scored every single chance that we gave them when we made those mistakes. And it is what it is. It is what it is. However, it's still an unbelievable season, and we're still going to win our 20th title, which is incredible, which puts us level with Manchester United, and we look a million miles better than them to win a 21st. I don't see next season why we can't go on and win another title. Like, I genuinely don't. And I wanted to go through a couple of things about squad planning for next year. I also wanted to talk about forwards, because we're talking about a lot of players coming in and going out, and I know that that's being talked about a lot on lots of channels, also in the media. I mean, the fact that we got Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah tied down to new 2-year contracts is really great news. But it also shows the ambition of the club, because we had to have spoken to these players about players that we're looking to sign. There's no way Mo Salah's signing a new contract if he's going to be the guy that's got to score all the goals and win us the league on his own. And there's no way that you're selling the project for another 2 years to Virgil van Dijk without telling him that you're going to get a better left back than Andy Robertson, and you're going to replace Trent, or you're going to sign a centre back to play with him, or be third choice that isn't going to be injury prone like Gomez. So you're going to give them assurances. So you're going to tell them that you're going to go and sign better players, or you're going to sign future-proof players for these guys that are leaving, or for the guys that Slot isn't happy with, or for the guys that have just passed their sell-by date now. And that's what we're going to look at as well. Okay, so if you haven't liked to subscribe, please do. 30 views in here. Please do. So I'm actually going to make myself smaller here. Okay. So I've basically got a tactics board out, and I'm going to put a number of players in there. And I know I've got a 3-4-3 formation up on the board, but if you genuinely look at the way we play this season, we play with 3 at the back. The majority of the games we play with 3 at the back. If you look at the games when when we have the ball, our right back is basically in midfield the majority of the game, and Andy Robertson has predominantly played as a centre back that plays next to Virgil. Like, if you just look at the heat maps in games and you look at the positioning, the way our back 3 works, the way our back 4 works, the right hand side is predominantly in midfield. So as I look at the way our setup is, I can genuinely see us looking at a 3-4-3 formation next year. And if you also look at the players that we're linked with, it makes sense that we do fit this formation. And I'll put the players into the team that we can see. So if you just look at the goalkeeper that we're linked with Mamadashvili. Sorry, we've signed Mamadashvili. Yeah. Okay. Mamadashvili, for me, is going to be our number one goalkeeper next season. Like, it's not going to be Alisson. Like, I know Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the world, and he can do all these incredible things and this and that. But the only thing Alisson can't do is stay fit. Okay, Alisson's missed large chunks of the season again. He missed large chunks of last season, and he missed large chunks of the season before that. For me, it's going to be Mamadashvili. Okay, Mamadashvili's been playing some really good football. I don't think we're going to have a goalkeeper that's going to need to be good with his feet. I don't think we're going to play that way, Neil. What we have to do now is we have to look at Liverpool playing the type of football that Slot wants to play, because he's going to be backed and he's going to be given the players that he wants. Slot might only want a shot stopper. Slot might only want a goalkeeper that passes the ball to the centre-backs. And he doesn't need to be a distribution goalkeeper. And he doesn't need to be silky with his feet. Because that might not be how we're going to play football next year. We're too busy looking at a Jurgen Klopp style. And we're also looking at Jurgen Klopp type of footballers to go into this team. We have to stop doing this, because this isn't going to be a Jurgen Klopp team. Okay? He's gone. He left the club. Okay? We have to move on from these guys. We have to move on from the players that he buys. The players that you think will fit his system. It's not his system. It's going to be Arne Slot's system. And we already have a taster of what it's going to be like. We already know what players he doesn't want. We already know. He's told us enough times now what he wants from certain individuals in certain positions. And he's not getting what he wants from certain individuals because they're not good enough for his system. And they will have to leave. They will have to leave. So let's just have a look at the team with players that we're linked with. Okay? Okay, Virgil van Dijk just signed a new deal. He's going to be in there. He's going to be the left-hand sided centre-back. I genuinely think we're going to sign D. Huijsen. I 100% think we're going to sign him. There's rumours that Virgil van Dijk's actually made a phone call to him now. There's also rumours that Chelsea are interested, but they've been told that Liverpool are much further ahead in the process. So I genuinely believe that could be one that could happen pretty quickly. Also, if we keep Konate, there's no reason why we couldn't play a back three of Huijsen, Virgil van Dijk, and Konate. Now, the reason why I leave Huijsen in the middle is because he's actually right-footed. Okay, he's actually a right-footed centre back. It makes perfect sense because Virgil likes to be on the left. I believe Virgil likes to be on the left because he likes to play that diagonal ball. But Virgil's right-footed as well, so we've literally got an entire centre back setup of all right-footers, which is crazy. And what I'm going to do with the midfield is I'm going to put someone in there who can also play as a left back. Okay. We're heavily linked with Kirkez. If you listen to Danny Murphy actually says on TalkSport, he thinks Kirkez is done. Like, he actually says, I think Kirkez is done. So Kirkez can play as a left midfielder, a left winger, and also a left back, which means that in a system that we have, we could easily bring him in and shift these guys along like this in a system like that, which works. And let's be honest, I know Konate isn't a right back. He wouldn't actually have to play right back. He would still play centre back. But I'm just talking in a system where you wanted to move players around. You could do that. But having a back three just makes us more solid. It really does. And also, if you look at a guy that we are consistently linked with, Frimpong can play here. Kirkez can play here. This system works perfectly for me. And you've obviously got your two midfielders. That would be McAllister, and that would be Grav. You've obviously got Mo Salah, who can also drift in. He scored most of his goals from this position this season. I've said this a million times. Slot loves zone 14. Zone 14 is this area here, just on the edge of the box. And he wants his number 9 to be there. So much this season, our number 9's been here or here. And he's not been in the position where the ball goes from a winger and he gets cut back. And if you look at the system that I'm kind of putting down on paper here, if we've got these two in midfield, Salah can drift in, Frimpong can overlap, and he can cut the ball back to Salah, who's around here, or he can just cut the ball back to the number 9. And I think the number 9 that we're going to sign is Victor Osimhen. I think the number 9 we're going to sign is Victor Osimhen. And the reason why I say it is because he was 24 hours away from signing for us in January. Darwin Núñez was supposed to go to Saudi Arabia for 75 million. It was 75 million add-ons. I think it was 63 million, the deal was. And the deal got pulled because the Napoli owner, who's also the guy that racially abused Osimhen, which is the reason why he ended up in Turkey in the first place, pulled the plug on the deal because he wouldn't give Osimhen his loyalty payments, and there was problems with the payment. The Napoli owner was making things really difficult, so we didn't get him, and that's the reason why Darwin Núñez never went to PSV. That's the reason why Darwin Núñez didn't go to the PSV game, because he stayed back because he was moving to Saudi Arabia, and the Napoli owner wouldn't budge with the loyalty payments. So Osimhen decided that he was going to go back to Galatasaray, do the rest of the season, and then he was going to obviously look for the move next year. Big up, Jack. Hope you're well. Love your show, mate. If you haven't, go and check out Anfield Road TV. You should definitely go and subscribe to that channel. Also does great watch-alongs. It's a really interesting one about Mark Guehi, because we are all looking at Mark Guehi as a centre-back that isn't tall enough, only because that's predominantly what Jurgen Klopp likes. Jurgen Klopp likes his central defenders to be tall. That might not be what Slot wants. Like you're still looking through a Klopp tinted lens of what Liverpool's going to be next season. It just isn't going to be like that. Like it just isn't. And what I'm going to do, I'm also going to show you some of Feyenoord's previous number 9s. And I'm going to show you the type of players that Slot had at his previous club. I don't think you're wrong on that one, mate. I think maybe 4. If you haven't checked out Jamie's channel, please go and check out Jamie's channel as well. Big up, mate. Thanks for tuning in. I think maybe 4. So let's have a look. So who do we keep as the left winger? Now, this is a big conundrum, this one, because I actually think if a bid comes in for Cody, I do think we will consider it. There's a lot of rumours around that Cody's on Bayern Munich's radar for a 74 million pound offer. I think it's an interesting one. And there's also a lot of rumours that we could go and get Elise. And I know that's quite a wild one, but it is a player that the scouting committee wanted, but Jurgen didn't want him because he wanted to reinforce the midfield instead. But there is rumours that Osimhen, that Elise is definitely on our radar again. They've also just given Sane a new contract, which could show that maybe they are willing to sell one of their wingers. Kingsley Coman hasn't done a new deal yet. They've obviously, Musiala's re-signed. Harry Kane's not going anywhere. The fact that they've got an abundance of wingers again, Cody going to Bayern makes a lot of sense. And then potentially we could go and get Elise, who's a guy that we've been looking at for a long time. But I also believe that Kudus is one that's definitely could happen. So I'm looking at this team, yeah, and I haven't done any subs, by the way. I've done no subs here, yeah, but I'm looking at this team. That team has only got 1, 2, 3, 4 new players in it. Obviously, Mamadashvili's a player that we already own, but that's only got 4 new players. And it was really interesting listening to Slot talk about the fact that he's got Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk re-signed. Because what he mentioned was it was really important for Liverpool to keep some of the spine. And him saying that makes me think that this in the spine, McAllister, Gravenberch, Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, that's keeping some of your spine, and obviously Konate. So you've got 2 central defenders, 2 central midfielders, and obviously Mo Salah, who he may well play in the number 10 next year, or he might even play as a number 9. I don't know, but we all see him as our obviously right winger next year. But it was interesting hearing him say that he's glad that he's keeping his spine. So that means that he could be selling the extremities of the spine. So if you're looking at the non-spine, so to speak, yeah, and what we'll do is we'll go back to a formation that he's played this season. So we go back to a 4-2-3-1, yeah, which he's played this season. Yeah. Let's just take away. Okay, so let's just take away all the players again. Yeah. So you keep Mamadashvili, yeah. You got VVD, spine. You've got Salah, spine. So he's kept those two, and he talked about his spine, yeah. We're trying to sort out Konate's contract, spine. You've already got McAllister, spine. You've got Gravenberch, spine. Also in the press conference today, he also talked about Virgil van Dijk mentoring Gravenberch more, which means that the reason why Gravenberch is elevated this year more with his attitude is because of Virgil van Dijk, because Virgil's took him under his wing. Because you have to remember, Gravenberch is only 22. Like, he's only 22. So you're talking about keeping these players, and none of these players have been linked. I know McAllister's been linked with Real Madrid, but that's come from a lot of questions that he's had about moving to Real Madrid in the future, and he said he's not interested. Like, so you've got the box, which is very important. This is our defensive box. Virgil, Konate, McAllister, Gravenberch, we keep them. Yeah, that's very important. And you've got Mo Salah, who we keeping. Then you've got your right back. Potentially, for me, it looks like it's going to be Bradley. Everything points to Bradley. Your left back, it's not going to be Robertson, and it's not going to be Tsimikas next season. So I think it's going to be Kerkez. Everything points to Kerkez for me. And if it doesn't point to Kerkez, then you might be looking at a Hato. But I just think Hato's a little bit too young. He's still 19. I know Kerkez is only 21, but Kerkez has also had 2 years worth of Premier League experience. So I do think it's Kerkez. Kerkez is also a player that Arnie Slot wanted at his previous club. Also, big up Brian. Good to have you on board. If you haven't gone and checked out his channel, also go and check out his channel. I'm all about bigging up other content providers. There's 57 of you in here. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe, please do. Please hit the like now. It really helps the algorithm. Okay, so we've got this brilliant 6 players here. You've got a lot of fluidity, you've got a lot of pace, you've got a lot of energy in Bradley. Kerkez can run all day long. Something we haven't got on the wings. It's really important that we have this width, which Slot likes to use, and this athleticism, because Salah's not going to track back. Salah's not been tracking back this year, which is why he's been as good as he has, because he hasn't needed to do all of this dog work. Then you've got the number 10. And I think the number 10 is a really interesting position, because I just don't think we've tied down the right number 10. Like, I don't think Dominic Szoboszlai's done the job well enough. I don't think Curtis Jones has done the job good enough. I don't think Jota, when he's come in, has done that job. So, for me, I think the number 10 is a position that we might look at strengthening. And I do think that everything points to Xavi Simons. Everything points to Simons. So he could be a potential. And then obviously, I'm a real big fan of Kudus. I'm a real big fan of Kudus. But there's other options there as well. There's other players that we've been linked with. There's Byron Gittins. Like, there's Byron Gittins who's a guy we've been linked with. Like, is he someone that could do a job? Or are we looking at Paxio? Oh, spelled that wrong. Or are we looking at Paxio, who's another really, really interesting player who actually plays for Feyenoord? I mean, there's a lot of options. I just don't think I really don't think we're going to sign a midfielder. Like, I just have the feeling I don't think we're going to sign a new midfielder. I think we're going to carry on with the midfield that we've got. Like, and you're right, Neil. You're absolutely right. You know, is Cherky one that we go and look at? Like, I mean, Cherky could be the number 10 as far as I'm concerned. But there's a lot of players that names keep on coming up. Xavi Simons keeps on coming up. Absolutely. Kerkez is one that comes up. Hatto is one that comes up. Ryan Cherky keeps on coming up. Kudos is one that's mentioned. Gittins is mentioned. Frimpong's mentioned. You know, there's a lot of players. Like, for me, I think Kerkez and Dean Huijsen are the ones. I think Kerkez and Dean Huijsen are the ones. If Konate goes, I think Huijsen starts. For me, that makes a lot of sense. I do think it's Osimhen, and I know there's a lot of people that talk about other players, and I do think that Diaz stays. I do think the slot likes Diaz, and he's really got a tune out of him. The number 10, it's a really interesting one, but I could see us going for Kudus. I really could. And I'm looking at that team, and that is a great setup. That's a great setup for me. It's a great setup. Victor Osimhen gets your bags of goals. Kudus can be a game changer anytime. He can also play left. He can also play right. He does a lot of dogged work as well. He's really good at dribbling. I don't think the midfield needs changing. I really don't. Kerkez could be great. And then Dean Huijsen, sensational player, or Konate, either or, I'm not bothered. Like, it works for me. And then Conor Bradley, why not? Why not play Conor Bradley? Like, Conor Bradley's numbers are really, really good. He just needs to stay fit. I do like Stiller. You're absolutely right. I do like Stiller, but I just think that maybe the midfield's a bit too much extra work to do. So I'd be really happy with that setup next season. Osimhen's 50, 60 million. Kudus is available for about 50 million now. Rumours are his price has dropped. Kerkez 40. Huijsen 50. And they're all players that we need. Like, Huijsen for me is just it's getting the next Virgil van Dijk, but getting him while we still got Virgil van Dijk for me, because in 2 years' time, Huijsen will be 22. I mean, the sky's the limit. Like, he looks like he's already ready to just go straight in and be that Rolls Royce. Kerkez could be something really special. And you also have to look at the team as well. We've got the likes of Dominic Szoboszlai still. We still got Curtis Jones. We still have Endo. We'll still have Quansah. We'll still have Cody Gapco, maybe. Like, if we have, then we have. Diaz starts ahead of Cody anyway. Like in the best Liverpool team, he does. Like he plays Diaz ahead of Cody. Like that's just a fact. Like the number 10 is a position that we need a more attacking player who can go past people, who can dribble, who can get the ball creatively more. We've not had that. Like we've not had a guy who can have a pop as well. Like Dom just hasn't been able to do that. So for me, I'd put Dom and Jones as rotation in the engine room. Like to be able to swap Mac out for Jones and Gravenberch for Dom, I think is brilliant. Like to be able to have those four rotating all the time, I think that really works. Then you can get rid of Endo then because you don't need him. Like it works for me. Kirkez, maybe you get Hato as well. So then you've got a rotation of Kirkez and Hato. Like maybe that works. And then you've also got another centre back in Hato, which means you could probably get rid of Gomez and Konate and maybe Konate. Like we wouldn't miss Konate then because we'll have Dean Huijsen in the team and then we'll have a Hato who can play instead of Virgil sometimes, and he can also rotate with Kirkez. So I just think it's an interesting one. Gang, and I've taken Konate out just because the contract situation, and I just put Huijsen in there because like Virgil's been talking to Huijsen on the phone recently, so there's an interesting one there. I also wanted to look at the number 9 as well, so I've actually got a couple of comparisons to show you. So I brought up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I brought up seven forwards that we've all been linked with and we all like. Yeah, whether it's me, whether it's you, whether it's Slot, whether it's anybody. Okay, and there's a number of players that we've been linked with here. So I've got all four. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 forwards here, and I wanted to show you the number of goals they scored and the number of games they played. Okay, which I think is an interesting scenario. Okay, so the first one is Osimhen. I'm a massive fan of Osimhen. Okay, like for me, I think he's a perfect fit for Arnie Slot. I'm going to actually bring you his actual stats here. So he's 26, great age. He's played 24 games this season. He's got 21 goals. His XG is 8.6. So let's just put that into perspective. Yeah. His XG this season. Oh, hang on. It's not showing that screen. Sorry, 2 seconds. Okay. Yeah. So let's just put it into perspective. His XG is under 9 goals and he scored 21. Do you realize how clinical this guy is? Like, he is unbelievably clinical in front of goal. What has been our biggest problem for the last 4 years at Liverpool? We haven't had a guy that's been able to score goals. If it's not Mo Salah, as in put the big chances away. Osimhen is it. Like let's just look at his record. Okay, 22 starts, 21 goals, 6 goals in 7 games in the Europa League. Played in the Serie A last season. 22 starts, 15 goals. Like, I'm not really sure what you need to do as a forward to be recognised as a good forward, because this guy doesn't seem to get the credit that he deserves. Like, I'm a bit confused. Like, Like 22 starts, 15 goals. Champions League, 5 starts, 2 goals, 2 assists. Serie A, 30 starts, 26 goals. Season before, Serie A, 23 starts, 14 goals. Europa League, 3 games, 3 starts, 4 goals. Serie A, this is when he's 21 years old now. 16 starts, 10 goals. Let's go to Lille when he was 20. 25 starts, 13 goals. And then you've got the cup competitions. 3 starts, 2 goals. I mean, do we need to carry on? I mean, seriously, like, what does this guy need to do to be recognised as a elite forward? Victor Osimhen is one of the best forwards in the world. If he comes to the Premier League, he will score 15 to 20 goals a season in the Premier League because he's done it everywhere. He's done it everywhere. He will score goals for fun because he scores them in the Turkish League, in the Italian League, in the Europa League, in the Champions League. It does not matter where Victor Osimhen plays football. He scores goals everywhere. He's done it in France. He's done it in Italy. He's done it in Turkey, and he's done it on the big stage. And he also does it for Nigeria. Okay, like, there's a reason why we've been looking at this guy for a long, long time. We wanted him instead of Nunez, but we got him. We wanted Isaac instead of Nunez, but we got those guys instead. The committee, if they want Osimhen, they will sign Osimhen. And I'm a big fan of Osimhen. His biggest injuries was a broken cheekbone fracture, yeah, and he got a really bad leg injury, but that was like in 2017. So he misses a game here and there. He also misses a lot of international games because he doesn't want to play them. Because if they're not important games, he doesn't want to go. So he also misses some games there. But he's elite. He's absolute elite. I agree. I agree. I think he's an absolute monster. He doesn't get involved in any of the build-up play. But he's really good defensively, by the way. He's really good defensively at corners, headers, clearances. He's really good at that. But he's not the guy in the middle of the park. He stays in the number 9 position. And he's a fox in the box that scores goals and creates. And he's not a creator either. Like, I know he gets a couple of assists, but he's not the guy who's involved in he's not like a Bobby Firmino, and we don't need a Bobby Firmino. Like, we need to get away from looking at number 9s and going, oh, we need another Bobby Firmino. No, we don't. We don't need a Bobby Firmino because Slot doesn't play a Bobby Firmino. And I'm going to show you Feyenoord's team under Slot because he didn't have a Bobby Firmino. He's never played with one. And you wonder why we have been crap with our number 9 because Slot doesn't know how to play with a Bobby Firmino. And we've got 2 players that have been moulded into fake Bobby Firminos. Okay, so that's Osimhen. All right, massive fan of Osimhen. Okay, so now let's have a look at Feyenoord. Okay, so let's have a look at Feyenoord with Slot's team. Okay, so this is last season. This is Slot's team last season. Okay, so we're looking at some of the players. Hang on, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Okay, so we're looking at some of the players. So we're looking at the goals. So we're looking at Santiago Ramirez, yeah, for the goals. 29 starts, 23 goals, 6 assists. This guy was the source of all their goals, apart from Yakuba Minte and also Paxio, who's also another guy that that I think could really do a good job for us, Paxio. Okay, so we need to look at Guimaraes, yeah? What type of player is Guimaraes? Is he a guy that's involved in the build-up? Is he a guy that plays like a false number 9 role? Okay. So is Santi Guimaraes a guy that can play a false 9 role, or is he a target man number 9? One in the chat for target man number 9, 2 in the chat for false 9. Because if you ask me, and I'm just going to bring up SofaScore. Where is he? SofaScore. 2 seconds. AC Milan. Oop. Okay, so I'm going to bring up AC Milan on SofaScore, and I'm going to bring up their squad. Where is he? Where's their squad? Oops. Forward line. Santiago Guimaraes. Here he is. Okay, so let's have a look at it. So can we see the screen? Yeah, we can see the screen. Okay. Strengths, finishing, positioning, high pressing. That's his strength. That's what Santiago Guimaraes' strengths are. Exactly what Slot wants. And it's also what Slot talked about today in his press conference. He got asked about, what do you want from your number 9? And the first thing he said was goals, and the second thing he said was being able to press. Does that sound like a false 9? Does that sound like what Jota does? Does that sound like what Núñez does? Does that sound like what Diaz does when he plays in the number 9 position? No. It doesn't sound like the number 9 that we have currently in the team. He wants a guy to be up top and be here the whole time. That's his heat map. That is literally Guimaraes' heat map for AC Milan. We can look at Guimaraes when he played for Feyenoord. So this is when he played for Feyenoord. And this is his heat map. Look where he stood. He's literally stood in the box the whole time. Should we have a look at the season before when he played under Slot? Do we need to talk about this number 9 anymore? Because if you look at Guimaraes, when he played for Slot, look where he stood the whole time in the game. He stood in the box. We don't have any forwards to stand in the box. That's the reason why we don't score enough goals. We don't have a number 9 that Slot wants to play. And if you look at the positioning of the guy that Slot had for 2 years, that's all you need to know. It's all you need to know. And the next person I'm going to bring up is Victor Osimhen. And you will see exactly the same similarities. Like we need to move away. We need to move away from our old manager. This isn't how we're going to be. Look, this is his heat map. This is Osimhen's heat map. It's exactly the same as the guy that Slot had for the last 2 years at Feyenoord that won him multiple trophies and got into European Cup finals. He did really well. And he's the reason why Liverpool signed him. That's Victor Osimhen. There he is. Look, 29 goals. 29 goals this season this guy scored in 32 games. Like, what are we talking about? Like, that's the guy we tried to sign in January. If we'd have signed Victor Osimhen in January, I'm telling you, we'd be in the Champions League now and we'd have beaten Newcastle. We'd have beaten Newcastle and we'd be in the Champions League now. Because this guy would have been smashing the ball into the back of the net. And we wouldn't be ruining the chances of, we had no one there. Mo Salah could look up and go, there's my guy. He stood there. He's a menace. He's in the box. He's waiting for the ball. I'm telling you. You put 20 more goals on Liverpool and we are winning the league again next season. And we are winning the Champions League next season. You just add 20 goals. 20 goals into that Liverpool team up front. Because we have been absolutely dreadful in that number 9 position. Seriously. We haven't had a problem with the wings. We haven't had a problem. We have not had a problem with the wings. Like, let's just look at Mo Salah this season, his heat map. Look. That's Mo's heat map. That's Mo's heat map this season. Not a problem. Look, not having to do any tracking back. Look how hot it is in that right side position, right on the edge of the box. 46 games, 32 goals. Absolute machine. Absolute machine for us. You had Osimhen in there. With 29 goals he scored this season. 29 goals. You put that with those 32, you're going serious places. Like, no one's touching you. And then we look at Diaz. Like, Diaz has been good. Like, Diaz has been very good this season. Like, I'm not knocking him. Like, he's been really good this season. 15 goals in 45 games. That's not bad from the wings. That is not bad from the wings. And then you look at some of the other players, like Cody. Ooh. There's a stark difference in the team, though. There's a stark difference. Look at the heat map. Cody's a lot wider than Salah. A lot wider than Salah. He doesn't come in as much. Doesn't spend as much time in the box. And we need someone in the box. We don't have anyone in the box. It's wild. I just think it's absolutely wild that we just don't have a forward that spends any time in the box. Like, we got 16 goals from Cody in 43 games, and we got 15 goals from Diaz in 45 games, and they don't spend any time in the box. And then you got Mo with monstrous amount of goals. Mo's here. Mo's in the box a lot. We need a number 9 that just stands there. Like, we just need a number 9 that stands there and just does what he's there to do and scores goals. And we can look at Paxio as well, by the way, because I think this is a really interesting player to look at. I can't spell his name right. I can't spell his name right. 2 seconds. How do you spell his name? Paxio. I'll just use it like that. I'll tell you what, though. Let's have a look at the other forwards that were on my list. So let's look at Isak. Yeah. So let's just say, okay, let's just say we sign Isak. Yeah. It's never going to happen for me because I think they're going to get in the Champions League. But let's just have a look at Isak numbers. Okay. So say we have Salah on the right. We have Diaz or Cody on the left, and then you put Isak in the centre. Isak doesn't particularly play as a number 9, and you can tell. He doesn't particularly play as a number 9. He's got 25 goals in 37 games. Sorry, 21 goals in 25 goals in 37 games all season. I don't think we need an Isak because Isak's doing a bit of everything. Like, he's doing a bit of everything. Like, we just need a number 9 to stand in there. Like, I think the number 9 in there gets you 20 goals. Like, so do you need an Isak who gets heavily involved in a lot of the ball, in a lot of the ball play, a lot of the build up? Is that going to be a help or a hindrance when you have a number 10 that's going to be in there as well? I don't know. Like, I don't know whether that's going to work. That's going to work well. But then if you put the likes of another comparison, let's put Cunha in there. Yeah, so let's just throw Cunha in there. I don't think we're going to go for Cunha, by the way. I think his attitude's wrong for Liverpool. He doesn't work. He doesn't work for us. Like he's not even in the wing position. He's not even high up in the wing position for us. So where does he fit? Does he come in and play as a 10? Because he's more suited in a 10 position than a 9 position. We don't need a false 9. Like, we don't need a false 9, Bruno. Like, I've shown you what we need. Like, I've shown you what Slot has, like, in his previous club. Like, he plays a number 9, like a proper 9. Like, that's his guy. Like, and we can also look at his previous number 9. Okay, so he had where is he? Okay, so this is the. I'm going the season back. So I'm going the season before that. So this was 22-23 season. Yeah. So Slot still had Guimaraes, who was 21 then, and he had 15 goals in 21 games. He also had a guy called Danilo, who's a Brazilian forward, who got 10 goals in 14 starts that season. I don't know who this guy is. I'm going to go and check him out now, actually. So Danilo, let's look at Danilo. Okay, so this is Danilo. No, that's not Danilo. Have I spelled that right? Oh, was that him? Oh, okay. So this is Danilo. He plays for Rangers now. And he's not. Oh, that's the Europa League. So let's have a look at when he played for Slot. Oops, sorry guys, I'm on the wrong screen. Okay, so this is Danilo, who Slot had for him. I mean, that's his positioning when he played for Slot. He's a number 9. Like it. Like, I don't know how many times I need to just keep on showing people like that. There he is there, like that's him when he played. So this is him. Yeah, this is him when he played for Slot. He plays as a number 9. Like, he just stands there in the box. Like, this is what Slot wants. Like, a gunman. Absolutely, a gunman. That's what he needs. Like, we don't have a gunman. There's another guy as well who Slot had for him, a Feyenoord. He's a Dutch player called Baudio, I think his name is. I'm going to show you his numbers as well because he had this guy. Where is he? No, hang on. So he played for AK Alkmaar. Was it AZ? Sorry, AZ. AZ Alkmaar. Okay, so let's have a look at AZ Alkmaar. Are you on the same screen? You're not on the same screen. Sorry, 2 seconds. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking at. So I'm looking at Slot's previous team before Feyenoord. So this is AZ Alkmaar, yeah. So I'm going to look at AZ Alkmaar when Slot was the manager. Okay, so this is going back 21, 22, I believe. So this is Slot's team. No, it's not. Hang on, is it? It's got Milos Kerkez in that team as well. So this is the season Slot had Alkmaar. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this guy here. Can you see my screen? Yeah. So I'm going to show you this guy here, Myron Baudu, who's another number 9 that Slot created. Okay, he brought him through the youth team and he turned him into a star, and he scored 15 goals in 28 games for Slot. Also, he had Tinu Cooper-Mears as well, by the way, who we all know we were linked with him for God knows how long. He got 15 goals out of him from midfield. This is what Slot did. Like, this is his team. This is how Slot became the manager he is now, because he managed to work with these players. He also got 7 goals out of Calvin Stengs, who's also at Feyenoord. Okay, so he got these guys to work. So I'm going to show you Baudu's numbers. Have I spelled that right? Boadu. Boadu. Okay, so here he is here. He plays for Bochum now. He's still only 24 years old, by the way. He plays for Bochum. Baudu, I don't think he's played many games. Okay, so that's his heat map. Actually, I'm going to do his heat map for Slot. Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay, so these are his numbers, by the way. Oh, I'm not sharing the same screen. Sorry. Okay, so these are Baudu's numbers. Okay, so 1920, 33 games, 18 goals. 2021, 38 games, 15 goals. He was 18 years old when he got 18 goals, and he was 19 when he got 15 goals. By the way, I'm just giving you the numbers. That's how old he was under Slot, banging in those numbers. Okay, and this is his heat map. Bit different, to be fair. Like, it's a bit different, but a lot of heat straight in the centre circle, by the way. Like, that's pretty obvious. A lot of heat straight in the centre circle. And that's how he plays. The season before, exactly the same. right in the centre circle. I mean, it's really difficult for me to say what Slot's going to do because he hasn't done it. But I can only show you what he's done, and what he's done is played with a number 9 that plays predominantly in the penalty area. Like, that's his job. He's not involved in anything else. And we can sit here and we can talk about all of these players that we're linked with. Like, okay, let's have a look at Ekitike. Yeah, let's have a look at Ekitike. Ekitike, it's another guy that plays all over the place. It's another similar player to Isak. Like, I don't think he's going to fit our system. Like, and he's had one good season. I mean, he got 14 goals in 28 games, to be fair. Sorry, that's this season. Let's have a look at his numbers. So he's got 21 goals in 43 games. He got 11 goals in 26 games before he went to Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, for me, he needs another season. But that's Ekitike. That's his heat map. Let's have a look at Sesko. Let's have a look at Sesko's heat map. See, Sesko, another player that does a lot of everything and doesn't stand in the box. Like, that's another player that does a lot of everything but doesn't stand in the box. But Sesko has got the numbers. Like, Sesko's got 19 goals in 40 games. He got 18 goals in 42 games last season, and he got 16 goals in 37 games, and he's still only 21. It's a really interesting one, Sesko, because he's clearly got the data behind him. And then we'll have a look at Delap. Delap as well. Like, he's not a number 9. Like, he's not playing as a number 9 predominantly. Like, most of his heat is on the right-hand side, outside the box. And he's not got the numbers. Like, he's got 12 goals in 34 games. I get it. Like, I get he's in the Premier League. I get that. But he only got 8 goals in 32 in the Championship and 4 in 37. Not for me. Not for me. I don't see anywhere else but Osimhen. I don't see anywhere else but Osimhen. I just don't. And I mean, there's his comparison here. His comparison here is he's a baller. He's done it. He's got 111 goals in 198 games. You know, Isak's got 108 goals, but he's played 231 games. And then you've obviously got Cunha, who's got 48 goals in 121 games. And then you got Delap, who's got 24 goals in 75 games. 24 goals in 101 games. And Ekitike's got 34 goals in 105 games. And Sesko's got 46 goals in 114 games. I mean, if I'm completely honest, the data backs Sesko, the data backs Isak, and the data backs Osimhen. The data doesn't back Cunha or Delap or Ekitike for me. Ekitike, they haven't done enough. Cunha's going to cost 60 million, and he's also a hothead. He's already pissed off the Wolves fans. Delap's going to cost 30 million, but he's going to want to play first team football. And Ekitike is going to cost like 80 million, 70, 80 million. Kane, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Let's have a look at Kane. Let's have a look at Kane. I don't think Salah's going to want Kane. I don't think Mo Salah's going to want Kane, for obvious reasons, because he doesn't want to take his record. But Kane's numbers, I mean, they speak for themselves. Like, so Kane's got 23 goals in 25 starts. And last season he got 36 goals in 32 starts. Like, Kane's numbers are off the chart. He got 30 goals in 38 starts in his last season for Spurs. But Kane's 31. He's 31 years old now, and I don't think that's one we're going to kick the tires on. I just don't. I can't see it. I can't see it. There's another player that also a lot of people are talking about, and I actually want to bring up his heat map. I actually want to bring up his heat map because I think this guy also works for us, and he's on a free transfer. You need to bear with me, okay? So we're linked with Jonathan David as well. The fact that it's gone quiet is interesting. So he's 25. Look at his heat map. Look at his heat map. Spends a lot of time in the centre of the box. He's played 44 games. He's got 32 goals. 23 goals. And he's got 10 assists as well, by the way. Like, he's got the numbers. Last season, 26 goals. Season before, 26 goals. Season before, 19 goals. Season before, 13. He's a goal machine. He's a goal machine. Like, if you come at me and go, right, we're getting rid of Cody or Diaz, we're getting rid of Nunez, and we're getting rid of Jota, and we're getting Victor Osimhen, and we're getting Jonathan David on a free transfer, I'm biting your fucking hand off. I'm biting your hand off. Like, you've got goals. You've got goals galore. You've got goals galore. He's going to Arsenal, mate. He's gone to Arsenal. Like, he's gone to Arsenal. Like, I don't even need to mention his name because he's gone to Arsenal. Absolute goals galore. Like, you've got basically two guys, one on a free transfer and one who will cost 60 million, who are going to provide 45 goals a season for you. Like, and then you've got Mo Salah, who's going to provide 30. And then you've got like the likes of a Cody or a Diaz, depending which one you keep, who can provide 15. You're done. Like, you've literally got an insane amount of goals coming from your forward line. It just works. It works for me. And there's another player as well, which we're not linked with, but I genuinely believe we should probably kick the tires on. And it's this guy who can't get in their team. He can't get in their team. He's being played as like a substitute most of the time, and his name's Goncalo Ramos. And he plays for PSG, by the way. He's only played 1,200 minutes, and he's got 14 goals. I mean, they're really, really good numbers. And if you look at where he plays, he's your fox in the box. Like, season before, he got 14 goals. Season before that, he got 27. And he's still only 24, I believe. 23. He's 23 years old. I mean, seriously? I mean, he's a guy. He's the guy we've not been linked with, but his data gives me all the vibes that he's sat on our list and we're quietly going, this guy's not getting us. No, this guy isn't getting a lot of game time. Like, they've got a lot of players at PSG, and they're also linked with more forwards. You know, that one, that's a direct replacement for Jota, and I think he gets you 20, 25 goals a season. His numbers are phenomenal. He's a really good player. Anchor play, positioning. I mean, is what it is. Like, he spends all his time in the box. Guess what? He scores goals. Works for me. He's had 59 shots and he's got 14 goals out of them. I mean, that's, I don't know. I think they signed him for like 40 million. He's one on my radar that no one's talking about, but he's definitely one on my radar that nobody's talking about. He absolutely works for me. And there's another guy as well that that nobody's talking about, apart from Tom Little. Hang on. There's another guy that no one's talking about apart from Tom Little, who's also an absolutely sensational player. Argentine. He's Argentine, by the way. I know he's Italian. You know, he plays in Italy, but he's another really, really good player. Just come onto the scene like his numbers aren't fantastic last year for Genoa, but he's still relatively young. But his numbers this season, he's got 26 goals in 43 games. Retigi, really good player, plays a lot of football in the centre circle. Sorry, in the penalty box. Look, he's in the penalty box all the time. That's where his heat is. Another really good player. 25 years old. Strengths, positioning, anchor play, high pressing, everything slot once. Everything slot once. Like, we need to get it out of our heads, this false nine player, because this isn't what the manager wants. It's not what the manager wants. Okay, so I've gone through loads of forwards there now. So I think we've got food for thought. You wanted to look at? Yeah, big up, Jack, mate. Catch up with you soon, mate. You want to look at Muniz? I don't think I want a player that sounds like Nunez at Liverpool. Was that just me? Yeah, his numbers aren't great. His numbers aren't great. I mean, he's got 11 goals in 36 games. I mean, that's not great. 10 goals in 33 games. Like, he's never done more than 15 goals in any season. I mean, is there any particular reason why you wanted me to bring him up? Like, I'm pretty sure Curtis Jones has got more goals, hasn't he? No, he hasn't. What about McAllister? McAllister got 7. McAllister got 6 in 45. McAllister got 6 in 45, and McAllister got 12 at Brighton. So McAllister scored more goals from midfield than Muniz has in his entire career in one season. So, I mean, we can look at Szoboszlai if you want. I mean, I'm pretty sure Dom's got 7 goals already this season, and he's had a crap season apparently. Yeah, So Dom's got 7 goals this season, and he's been shit. Muniz has got 11, and he's a forward. Dom got 7 last season as well, by the way, and Dom got 10 the season before. 10 the season before that. He doesn't take penalties either. So you also have to look at Dom's heat map. Like people seem to think that Dom's been playing as a number 10. Like, he really hasn't. Like, if you look, he's basically been covering for the right back most of the season. Like, that's pretty much what Dom does. Like, he covers for the right back. I mean, you can see it. It's as plain as day. Like, and we can look at last season. Like, that's Dom's heat map last season. Like, he's basically playing as a right back cover. Like, it's quite wild. Like that people think that he's a number 10 when he just isn't. He just isn't playing as a number 10, and he didn't really play as a number 8 last season. Like, he's predominantly being used as a dog's body to cover for the right back when he's out of position all the time. It's only this season that he's played further up because this season Slot has played Trent in the position that he's supposed to be in, which is the right back. Like he hardly comes into the centre. If you look at Trent this season, he's not playing in the centre of the park much, like compared to last season. So we look at last season's heat map for Trent. You can see clearly that he was in the midfield all the time, getting in the way. Like, and then the season before that is exactly the same. No, it's exactly the same. Like, it's a big difference. Like, it's not where we want him to be. And if you look at Bradley, you can see what he wants Bradley to do. No, he wants Bradley to be the winger, but he also wants him to do the underlapping run, which is fine. Like, Bradley gets into the box a lot more as well, but I just think this is what Slot wants. Slot wants his right back to be a right back, like, and to also keep wide. Like, we just need to get that out of our heads now. And I also bring up Robbo's heat map as well, just so you can see where Andy Robertson has been this season. He's very rarely that high up now. He stays so much more deep in this position than he did previously. That's the season before. And the season before that, 21, 22. See, Robbo's not playing like that anymore. He's playing more deeper. So it just makes more sense. Just makes more sense for me. So Marcus Thuram, I'm not going to go through every single player, mate. But big up everyone that's tuned in. Hope you enjoyed the show. I kind of overran it a bit there because I started to go into a lot more detail on players, but you kind of asked me to. So, but this is what I think could be our lineup next season with new signings. If all the new signings are in the team, I do think Osimhen is the one. If it's not Kudus, then I think it'll be Simmons. But even if we don't go for Simmons, then there's no reason why we couldn't just get why we couldn't just play Dom there. But I do think we will strengthen in those areas, and there's also a chance that we might actually get Frimpong, who could play as the right back, but he wouldn't play as a right back. He would play more as a as a right winger, and then you'd have this kind of formation where you've got Virgil van Dijk. You've got Virgil van Dijk here. You've got Huijsen in the middle, and then you've got Konate. You've got Konate there, and then you've got the likes of Kerkez, Matt Grav. You've got Bradley there, or you could also play Frimpong. And then you've got your Salah, who could be around this position. You've got Osimhen, who will always be there. You've got a Diaz. And then all you're really strengthening is the number 9 position. You're getting another right back or right wing in there in Frimpong. Then you're getting Huijsen. So you're only really doing 4 again. So you've got Osimhen, Frimpong, Huijsen, Kerkez. Or you're going Osimhen, Kerkez, Huijsen, and then potentially a number 10, which could be Simmons. It could be Simmons, or it could be Kudus. So potentially you're getting 4, and that 4 will rotate in those different areas. That's how I see it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the show. You have a great weekend, and we're playing on Sunday. I'll also be on Hassan's show tonight at 11, the Liverpool show. I'm probably not going to do a show before or after the game at the weekend, but I probably will be on the Football Terrace again after the Liverpool game. So check me out on there. And if you haven't liked, subscribe, please do. And you have a lovely Easter weekend. I'm out of here. Take care. Bye-bye.